Today is the start of my Hard 75 challenge. I should start by saying that I feel terrible in many ways because I had a terrible sleep, and you see my room is kind of a bit all over the place. I just read the rules about the 70 Hard challenge just now to make sure I follow all the rules. And I guess pretty much this is a perfect day to start because I'm always also already off to a bad start, which means that yeah, at least I can get that one over to begin with and still keep going. I will modify the rules a bit for me, and I will just explain why in a second. But just the basic rules. If you skip a day, you must start over. Pick a diet and follow it with no alcohol or cheat meals. Drink a gallon of water a day. I will make that 4 liters. Complete 2 daily workouts. One of them have to be outside and 45 minutes each. Read 10 pages per day in a non-fiction book and take a progress photo every day. So yeah, and for me, I will do the Christian version of it. I think one thing is that I've come to learn that it's important also to keep your rest. So every Sunday is a rest day, but that doesn't mean necessarily I don't want to do anything physically. It just means that I will not do resistance training on Sundays. So that's pretty much it. No resistance training or strenuous workouts on Sunday. All right, I want to do this in one take, so I might chop it a little bit. The next thing is I have some health issues, and even just attempting to do this kind of challenge, I have already come a long way. The long story short is that I have brain damage. I was in a traffic accident a little more than 10 years ago, and that have changed the path of my life. But pretty much just the last 1 year actually, what happened was that I've been struggling a lot and working part-time for a long period of time. And now last year I had many breaks during and crashes where I was out of not working. But pretty much last year was kind of the final straw, like about 1.5, 2 years ago probably, or 2 years ago, yeah. I had a really bad crash, and I kind of said, I can't do this anymore, I need something to change. So I actually retired, and yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at. But the good news is that through retiring, I was able to feel like a lot of stress leaving my body. I had like very high stress levels constantly that really took a toll on me. And my biggest challenges from the brain injury I got is migraines and general fatigue. I have some other nerve problems and strange things that happen sometimes, but they're not constant. So pretty much why I wanted to do this challenge is like this last year, I feel like my health have come to a place where I can actually start to exercise, like having the stress out of my body and just moving my body. And I've not been able to lift any kind of weight for the last 10 years without like having migraines like 30 minutes, maybe 5 hours later, and the migraines come. Like so whenever I do something strenuous, I had real problems, you know. Even going for walks, it's like I was walking and I can just like feel electricity going down my spine, you know. And it's like your head is just immediately like screaming for you to stop walking. So that's kind of the level where I come from. Fortunately, these sensations are a lot weaker now, and things a lot better. So yeah, a lot of it has to do with living in a very stressless state of mind. So I'm able to do these things, and also like most important, just the time that a lot of time have passed and things have gotten better. So if that can be any hope for you out there who are struggling now, or maybe you're in what you call the acute phase of a brain injury, like the first couple of years after a brain injury, that can be insanely rough, like insanely rough. So yeah, well, good news is we're here, we're doing Hard 75, and I don't really know what to expect. I kind of want to do this not expecting too much. I saw some YouTube videos about it by trying to get some of my, you know, trying to improve my own fitness and my own health. I saw some videos of people doing it, and it looked like kind of a fun thing. and yeah, and I just want to do it. I didn't want to start today because I kind of feel bad, but I kind of also really wanted to do it today because I feel bad, So yeah. All right. A bit about my rules and modifications. Now you know why. If you skip a day, you must start over. I think that's a great rule. Actually, maybe for the last 100 days or so, I've kind of been living in something close to hard 75, like just in my normal mode of being. So that I like that rule. Pick a diet and follow it. There's no alcohol and cheat meals. I've been doing also before I got injured. I've been doing ketogenic diets on and off, and also in the period I was injured, I have also been doing ketogenic diets on and off. I've learned now I can't. It's very difficult for me to keep up the strict version, especially like if I get too much pressure and too much stress, then I just can't keep it up, and it actually compounds into me having like a lot of migraines and these kind of neurological problems. So with the diet, I'm gonna be quite strict, but I will not push it too hard. So what I mean, I'm going for a low carb diet, like obviously no soda and no alcohol, but also I will not have any artificial sugar, because over the years I found out that artificial sugars for me is kind of just as bad as normal sugars. So no sugars. So I will incorporate a diet that still have a few starches, but no sugars, as close as zero as I can get. But I have studied food a lot, and I know it's impossible to have zero sugar. So, I will still have sugars in my vegetables, but I will not eat fruit, for example. And also no processed food. I will still eat prepared food if people prepare it for me, but I'll not like buying. I will cook my food myself, basically, or I will eat out with someone who have cooked the food. So that's kind of the rule I have here. Yeah, so pretty much I will, maybe you can call it a low carb diet. Like I will have still some starches, but they will be limited to things like root vegetables, like carrots and maybe a bit of potato sometimes, but no rice, no wheat, no bread, maybe sometimes some whole flour, like either rye bread or rye, like something like that. But I will not have anything white for my starches. So that's pretty much how I'm going to do it. And I'm quite confident that I can keep that up. Read 10 pages a day of a non-fiction book. I actually read a lot, but actually I do audiobooks these days, and that's very simple. I can't read too much in a physical book because that can trigger my migraines. But I will see how to do it, deal with it. The rules say it had to be a physical book, and I actually thought a bit about it and have some options, and I'll show you later. So 2 daily workouts. Here's my plan. I'm already kind of doing it. I'm about to have a morning session now, or like a noon session now, of weight training, as well as I can do. And for my outside, I go for a walk, and I also try to do that every day. The one thing I may want to change a bit is that I'm not necessarily sure it will be exactly 45 minutes, but what I will do is that I can definitely guarantee 1.5 hours of physical activity in a day. I have a dream to run at one day again, but that's not where my health is at. And there's many reasons, and I know the David Goggins types out there will just say, go out and run. But when you have brain damage, you just can't go out and run. It's not that simple. There are so many factors playing into it, and I don't want to trigger a fallback or setback or something like that. That would be insane. But what I can promise is, I will promise to push as hard as I can until I sense the limits of my migraines, and if I ever sense the limits of my migraines coming on, I will back off real quick. Bad news. I think I overdid my training a bit for today, so now I have a headache. No, it's not so good. It's like in the eye. It's not so nice, but it's not like I've not tried this before. So pretty much this is this is my main struggle and my main, I would say, the main balance I need to keep when doing this challenge is that, my head. So I think I'll be fine. Like, I'll just need to rest for the rest of the day and not like very low stimuli, and things will usually be better by tomorrow. But the good news is, I actually didn't feel very well in the morning, but actually once I got going, my day was actually quite good. So I had no problem doing the challenge really, from that perspective. But maybe it's just a bad night's sleep that caught up and compounded into the headache. So hopefully I should be better at balancing it. But I'll be a little bit worried about how to make it for the video and doing the editing. That will probably be a challenge, and probably the biggest challenge for me to have the energy to do the editing every day. But that's also the goal for me. It's like, how to produce these videos in a way that makes sense, that's fast enough and interesting enough. So I want to show you my books. I've actually thought about the books and having just a few options. I don't have many physical books. I've actually always used Kindle or audiobooks after my injury, but I might be able to read some book pages. Here's my suggestions. I think since this is a Christian 75 Hard Challenge, I can always read the Bible. I have two different versions here, just one in Danish and one in English. And then we have the Phenomenology of Spirit by Hegel. I kind of got this one by random chance, but someone didn't want it, and I commented on it, and he gave it for his birthday party. It has been read only very little, but and that's my thing about, I don't want to read self-help books. I actually kind of hate those. What I want to do is reading classics instead. I believe classic literature have affected my life so much differently, and the times I have read these kind of more modern self-help books, I really hated it. So I will be reading classic literature. I really love the classics like Leo Tolstoy, Charles Dickens, and what's called Dostoevsky, things like that. I really enjoyed these kind of books a lot. And I've also been reading all the philosophers over the years. Hegel is one of the philosophers I have not read. I have not read anything of his source material yet, so that's one of the ones I have left out. I kind of know a bit about his philosophy, but from other sources, but I've never read his main work. So I will be probably reading some pages out of that. I just added this because I think this is my most read book in my life, Fundamentals of Heat and Mass Transfer. I used to work as a mechanical engineer, and I read this book many times, not cover to cover, but the pages have been read a lot. Another one, I followed the course of Maps of Meanings. When my injury was quite bad and I was suffering a lot, this was one of the things how I spent my day. I was listening, just laying on a mattress in front of my computer and listening to the lectures by John B. Peterson of his Maps of Meaning, the first courses. And that really helped me come through and get perspective in a time that was incredibly rough health-wise and pain-wise. And the Bible in Danish, I'll probably fall back to read some chapters, like the 10 pages or something like that, and just do that. Just out of the shower, taking some progress pictures. I don't know kind of how I should feel about this just yet, but